When you opened this message, the air around you shifted. I felt it. I felt the trembling in your spirit, the quiet ache you never said aloud, the heaviness you carried behind your eyes. And I, Michael, have waited so long for this moment. Thank you for coming, truly, thank you. I am glad you are here more than you know. Do not leave, not today, for there is something heaven sealed for you that can only unlock on the final breath of this message, something that has waited since the hour you were first woven in the mind of God. Stay with me, stay, beloved soul. I speak to you now not with the thunder of a warrior, but with the fragile, trembling truth of one who has carried your name inside his chest from the moment you breathed your first breath. Yes, your name. I have hidden it under my wings for years, whispering it before the throne when you thought no one remembered you. And I must tell you this, though my voice shakes, I am proud of you. I see you trying. I see you choosing light again and again, even when shadows tried to swallow you whole. You have endured storms that would have broken stronger ones. You walked through nights that heaven wept over. And still, you rise. I have walked beside you when you felt alone. I have listened to your thoughts when they trembled like a wounded bird. I have waited for this moment, to finally speak to you without the veil, without the distance, without the silence that has pressed on us both. Do you feel it now? This warmth across your chest. That is me. That is real. That is the altar of heaven leaning toward you, breaking open for you, breathing your name again. There is something I must confess before all else, something vulnerable, something I have never spoken aloud to any human soul. I feared losing you. I feared the weight of the world would silence the part of you that still believes in wonder. I feared the shadows would convince you that God had forgotten your heartbeat. I feared you would abandon the calling stitched into the marrow of your existence. I feared, because I love you more deeply than my voice can carry. Tell me, beloved soul. Why do you doubt yourself so often when heaven has never doubted you once? Why do you question whether you are worthy, when the one who made the stars placed his breath in your lungs? Why do you hide your tears as though they shame you, when they have been gathered in the palms of angels? And why, tell me, why, do you still believe you are alone in rooms filled with my wings? There were moments when you whispered, God, please, just help me, and you thought no one heard. But I was there. I was there when the world felt too heavy. I was there when people misunderstood you. I was there when your heart cracked quietly under the pressure of pretending to be strong. And heaven wrote every one of those moments into light, not loss. I speak now words that once flowed through David's trembling hands, that even if you make your bed in the depths, the Holy One is there with you, and his hand will still guide you, still hold you fast. And hear the ancient breath of Isaiah echoing now through my own voice. You are not forsaken. You are not forgotten. You are engraved on the very palms of God. Your story has not ended. Your breakthrough has not passed you by. The road has not closed. The promise has not died. Do you understand? Even now, as you listen, something is opening, slowly, quietly, like dawn learning its name. You think you are weak, yet I have seen demons tremble when you stand. You think your life is stagnant, yet I have watched destiny rearrange itself to meet your next step. You think you have nothing left, yet I see the oil of purpose still pouring inside you. There is one thing, one sacred thing, I ask of you right now. Type Amen with reverence, not for me, but as a sign to heaven that you are ready for the turning point that has waited too long at your door. And hear me, the gates will respond. Before we move deeper, I want to ask you something only your soul will understand. Can you still feel that small, stubborn spark inside you, the one that refuses to die, no matter how tired you become? Because that spark, that is what I was sent to guard. That spark is why I have come today. Beloved soul, if your heart is trembling, if your eyes feel heavy, if something in you feels like it is waking up, let it. You were never meant to be numb. You were never meant to survive in silence. You are not here by accident. You are not listening by coincidence. Heaven is leaning toward you right now. Before this message ends, before the last breath leaves my voice, I must make one request, spoken gently through the smoke and gold of my wings. Let your presence here ripple. Like, comment, and subscribe not out of habit, but as an act of spreading light into a world drowning in noise. When you do, it becomes a thread of hope for another wandering soul. And now, thank you. Thank you for staying, for listening, for letting my trembling truth touch the deepest parts of you. I say this with tears in the flame of my voice. Your existence matters more than you will ever understand. I must leave you with a final call, not an ending, never an ending, but a breath that feels like the crack of dawn breaking open for the first time. Rise, beloved soul. Rise with the fire you forgot you carried. Rise with the name heaven will whisper again tonight. Rise, because the time you feared would never come, has already begun to unfold inside you. And I am still here, wings burning, voice shaking, waiting for your next heartbeat. And as I watch you breathe in this moment, something inside the heavens shifts again, a quiet stirring, as though the stars themselves lean closer to witness what is waking within you. You have no idea how long creation has waited for this fragile opening in your heart, this moment where you let yourself feel instead of hiding behind your own strength. You do not realize how sacred it is that you are still listening, still open, still letting these words bathe the parts of you no one else has ever seen. I am here, soul of light, I am still here, and my wings have not lowered once since the moment you clicked on this message. If anything, they burn brighter now, because you stayed, because you allowed my voice to travel deeper into the chambers of your spirit. You must understand something raw, something painful, something I have wanted to say for years but could only whisper through signs and dreams and moments you thought were coincidences. You have been fighting battles meant for two, carrying burdens meant for three, and walking roads that were meant to be journeyed with angels at your side. Yet you believed you had to do it alone. You believed you had to be strong. You believed that asking for help made you weak. But beloved soul, hear me now, your tears never made you weak. Your breaks never made you broken. Your silence never made you abandoned. Every moment you fell was a moment I held you. Every moment you bent under pressure was a moment I wrapped my wings around you so tightly that even the darkness could not enter. If only you saw yourself the way heaven sees you, you would never question your worth again. There were nights, yes, I must speak of them, where the shadows around your thoughts grew heavy, and the whispers of despair tried to convince you that your story had reached its bitter end. I watched you sit with your own heart like it was a stranger. I watched you stare at the ceiling wondering why the ache inside you never fully quieted. I watched you swallow pain that was never meant to be swallowed. And though you did not hear me, though you did not feel me, I spoke over you, softly, desperately, insistently, live. Keep living. Hold on. Hold on for one more sunrise. Hold on for one more breath. Hold on until the storm loosens its grip. There is a moment burned into the eternal memory of heaven, one only I witnessed, one even you have forgotten, where your spirit collapsed in silence, and you whispered a tired plea, a broken question you didn't dare say aloud again. And I remember it now because it was the moment I gripped my sword tighter and said, not this one. Not this soul. Not this child. And the darkness stepped back, not because of my strength, but because of the fire that still lived inside you, even when you could not feel it. Do you know how precious your spirit is? Do you understand how rare it is for a human to carry such a light, even after everything you have endured? You think your pain made you weak, but every wound you survived carved a doorway for wisdom. You think your loneliness hollowed you, but it created a space for divine intimacy. You think your failures defined you, but they were stepping stones toward the version of yourself that is rising now, even as you listen. There is something happening to you now, quiet but undeniable. A soft expansion. A loosening. A cracking open. A remembering. Do not fear it. Let it rise. Let it breathe. Let it fill you with the truth you have long buried. You were not built for small destinies. I feel the tremor in your chest even now. I feel the question trembling behind your ribs. Will things ever change for me? Will the battles ever end? Will the heaviness finally lift? Oh beloved soul, how could I not answer you? Yes. Yes. And yes again. But it will not happen by accident. It will not unfold while you hide your light. It will not awaken while you shrink yourself for others. It will ignite when you dare to believe that heaven has written more chapters for you than the ones that hurt. The world has lied to you many times. People have lied to you. Your fears have lied to you. But God has never lied to you, not once, not ever. And neither have I. I could never lie to the one whose name burns on my spirit. Do you feel unworthy of miracles? Because I see the miracle inside you. Do you feel forgotten? Because you are spoken of in heaven more often than you imagine. Do you feel small? Because even your smallest breath carries divine intention. Let me ask you something, and answer it only in your heart. What do you fear losing the most? What memory still aches like a bruise when you touch it? What dream did you bury because the world told you it was too big? What part of yourself have you been afraid to look at, afraid to admit, afraid to heal? These are not questions to shame you, no. These are questions to free you, to unbind the chains you have worn for years, to bring light into the corners of your soul that have forgotten the warmth of hope. For hope is returning to you now, slowly, reverently, like the sun rising over an ocean after a long and merciless night. I hear the words of the ancient psalm echo through my voice again, not as scripture but as burning truth, that even in the valley of the shadow of death, you were never walking alone, and goodness and mercy have never stopped following you, not even when you felt unworthy of them. And I whisper another breath carried through Isaiah's fire, you will rise on wings like eagles, you will run and not grow weary, you will walk and not faint. And I say it not as prophecy but as certainty. Stay with me, there is more. There is so much more. You think you know your story, but you have not yet stepped into the pages where your strength becomes undeniable, where your purpose cracks open like lightning, where the world begins to shift around the force of your becoming. You are not meant to fit in. You are not meant to dim your voice. You are not meant to live chained to old wounds. You are not meant to lose yourself to pain. You are meant for something vast, something luminous, something that frightens the darkness itself. Every step you have taken has led you to this moment, not by chance, not by luck, but by divine orchestration. There are things heaven has withheld until now because your spirit was not ready. But now the gates tremble. Now the path clears. Now the angels gather. Now the promise unlocks. I feel your heartbeat shifting, even now. I feel the light inside you stretching, aching, awakening. I feel the destiny you left waiting at the doorway of your courage. And hear me deeply, hear me fiercely, I will walk with you into the next chapter. I will fight for you. I will guard you. I will lift you when you cannot lift yourself. I will whisper truths into your spirit when your thoughts try to betray you. I will remain until the final breath of your story. You are not abandoned. You are not forsaken. You are not forgotten. And now, I sense the moment approaching when this part of the message must pause, not end. You have given me your time, your presence, your open heart, and for that, I thank you with tears hotter than flame. You have no idea what that means in the realm of angels. If these words touched you, if they reached the hidden places inside you, then let it be known to the world. Like, comment, and subscribe not as a gesture, but as a ripple of light you send outward, saying, let others be lifted too. And now, beloved soul, I leave you with a breath that quivers at the edge of eternity. And as your spirit leans toward these words again, I feel the shift ripple through the heavens like a wave breaking open against eternity. You returned. You came back. You chose to hear more, to feel deeper, to open the places inside you that have waited so long for this voice. Do you know how sacred that is? Do you know what it means when a human soul willingly steps into the fire of transformation? The entire realm of angels rises, not to worship you, but to honor the courage it takes to keep going, to keep listening, to keep believing there is more for your life than the pain you've endured. I am still here. My wings are open wide behind you, stretching into the unseen places, pushing back the shadows that once tried to swallow you. I can feel your heartbeat from here, faint, trembling, but rising. Rising like a small flame learning its own power. Rising like dawn pulling itself over the horizon. Rising like hope remembering its own name. You may not feel it yet, but something in you is expanding. The cracks inside you are letting the light in. The wounds you thought would never heal are beginning to soften. The fears that chased you for years are losing their grip. And it is happening not because you forced it, not because you pretended to be strong, not because you hid your pain, but because you allowed yourself to be here, in this moment, held by something greater than yourself. I must tell you something now, something deeper, something heavier, something I have not spoken to any other soul in this way. You carry a destiny that frightens the darkness. Yes, you. The one who feels lost some days. The one who doubts their worth. The one who hides their tears. The one who wonders if they matter. The one who thinks they are too broken to be chosen. You are not broken. You are becoming. There is a divine truth written into the marrow of your bones. You were forged for more than survival. You were created for impact, for healing, for light, for transformation. Your very existence shifts the spiritual atmosphere around you, even when you feel invisible. Do you understand what that means? Do you understand the magnitude of your presence? Let me show you, let me peel back the veil a little more. When you speak kindness into the world, the fabric of creation vibrates. When you forgive someone who hurt you, the chains on your lineage loosen. When you choose hope on a day that feels hopeless, the darkness loses its claim on your story. When you love, even quietly, even imperfectly, it echoes through realms you cannot see. There were moments in your life that you thought went unnoticed, but heaven recorded each one like precious jewels. The time you comforted a hurting friend when you yourself were breaking. The day you held in tears because you didn't want to burden anyone. The night you stayed awake praying for someone else's well-being. The time you apologized even though your heart was still hurting. The times you chose honesty over comfort. The times you tried again when everything in you wanted to give up. You think these things don't matter? Oh beloved, they matter more than you could ever understand. Let me ask you something, answer in your heart, answer with honesty, answer with the voice you never give yourself permission to use. Why do you still believe you are less than what you truly are? Why do you dim your brilliance to make others comfortable? Why do you fear your own potential, like it is a storm rather than a sunrise? Why do you run from the very calling that is trying to pull you into the life you were meant to live? These questions are not accusations, they are invitations. You do not have to justify your pain. You do not have to explain your scars. You do not have to apologize for the parts of you that are still healing. Healing is not weakness. Healing is holy. Let me speak now from a memory older than the world, from words that have lived in the soul of creation since the beginning. There is a psalm woven through my trembling voice even now, whispering that the Holy One lifts the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds, not with shame, not with disappointment, but with tenderness. And there is a fire from Isaiah echoing through my wings, reminding you that when you pass through the waters, they will not sweep over you, and when you walk through the fire, it will not burn you, not because the fire is gentle, but because you are carried. You have been carried more times than you know. Carried through the heartbreak that almost hollowed you. Carried through the disappointments that tore at your spirit. Carried through the mistakes that haunted you. Carried through the seasons where you felt God had gone silent. Carried through the nights when your chest tightened with fear. Carried through the days where you moved through life numb and exhausted. You are not weak for needing to be carried. You are loved. Beloved soul, do you feel that pressure behind your eyes? That ache resting in your throat? That stirring in your chest? That warmth spreading through your palms? That is not emotion alone. That is recognition. Your spirit knows my voice. Your soul remembers me. Your heart remembers the vow I made to protect you long before you were born. You are not imagining the shift happening inside you. Something is awakening, something ancient, something luminous, something sacred. A part of you that went quiet from pain is beginning to rise again, like a phoenix remembering its wings. You may think you are too tired to rise. You may think too much has been lost. You may think too many years have passed. You may think your miracle missed its moment. But beloved soul, you are standing at the threshold of a divine turning point. And I am not letting go of your hand. Even now, as you listen, the heavens are rearranging themselves around your next steps. You cannot see it yet, but I can. Doors that remained locked for years are beginning to crack open. Blessings that were held back by divine timing are now shifting toward you. Opportunities that once felt impossible are aligning in silence. People meant for your next chapter are being prepared and guided toward your path. You are entering a season where what was once withheld will be released. Where what was once difficult will begin to flow. Where what was once painful will begin to heal. Where what was once confusing will begin to make sense. Trust this. Trust my voice. Trust the stirring inside you. And let the world know, when this message ends, when your spirit breathes again, spread the light by liking, commenting, subscribing as an offering, a ripple, a widening of the path for others who wander in darkness as you once did. Before I let this breath settle, I need to say this again, with a trembling voice heavy with sincerity, thank you. Thank you for staying, thank you for returning, thank you for letting these words find you. You have no idea how deeply that moves me. And as I draw nearer again, your spirit opens like a fragile door pushed gently by a familiar wind, and I feel the shift, oh, how I feel it. The way your chest tightens, the way your breath changes, the way your heart reaches even before your mind catches up. You are not imagining this connection. You are not imagining this warmth. This is what it feels like when heaven leans too close, when the veil thins, when the voice you were never supposed to hear becomes undeniable. I am here, beloved soul. I am still here, and my wings tremble with the weight of everything I have yet to tell you. You returned again, and do you know what that means? It means you are ready. More ready than you have ever been. Ready to hear the deeper truths I have held in silence for so long. Ready to receive the things your spirit was once too wounded to hold. Ready to remember who you truly are. There is a light inside you, ancient, untamed, fiercely beautiful. A light that has survived storms meant to shatter you, betrayals meant to poison you, disappointments meant to hollow you out. And yet, here it is. Here you are. Still burning. Still breathing. Still searching for purpose even when life tried to convince you you didn't have one. I have watched your journey with eyes that never closed. I have stood guard over your soul when the world grew cold. I have whispered your name into the hands of God when you were too exhausted to speak. And I have carried memories of your pain like battle scars across my wings. Beloved, do you understand the magnitude of that? Do you understand how deeply I have held you? How fiercely I have fought for you? How many times your tears became the reason I drew my sword? There were nights, oh, I must speak of them, where your spirit trembled under a weight no one else could see. You smiled for others while you drowned inside your own silence. You kept going when your legs barely held you. You comforted people who never understood your own breaking. And through it all, you believed you were weak. But I never saw weakness in you, not once. I saw endurance. I saw courage that could not be taught. I saw a warrior disguised in human vulnerability. I saw someone whose soul refused to die, even when their hope nearly did. And now something inside you is waking, something you buried because life demanded too much strength from you too young, too fast, too often. Let me ask you something, beloved soul, answer with the voice you hide from the world. What part of you is still afraid to hope again? What dream still aches quietly behind your ribs? What wound do you pretend is healed just to avoid reopening it? What future do you secretly long for but fear you do not deserve? These questions are not to expose you, they are to free you. To release the things you never gave yourself permission to feel. To let the truth rise like a tide through your spirit. For your spirit is stirring, do you feel it? That tightness behind your eyes? That heaviness mixed with warmth in your chest? That strange sense of being seen, fully, deeply, completely? It is because you are being seen. You are being seen by heaven, by me, by the entire divine realm that has followed your steps since your first breath. You are not invisible. You have never been invisible. Every tear you hid was witnessed. Every prayer you whispered half asleep was heard. Every time you forced yourself to rise when you were breaking inside was recorded in light. Let me speak now a truth that will burn through every lie you believed. You are destined for restoration. Yes, you. Not others. Not someday. Not if you become perfect. You, exactly as you are, in this imperfect moment, with all your cracks and fears and hopes and wounds, you are destined for restoration. I feel the ancient words of the psalm flowing through me again, not as a recitation but as a heartbeat, that God draws near to the crushed in spirit and saves the ones who have lost their strength. And another breath from Isaiah echoes through my wings even now, that beauty will rise from your ashes, oil of joy will cover your mourning, and a garment of praise will replace the heavy spirit you carried for too long. You are entering a sacred season of rebuilding. Not rebuilding like patching broken pieces together, but rebuilding like becoming something stronger, more radiant, more aligned than you have ever been. I must tell you something heaven revealed in the quiet hours when your world slept. You have underestimated the power of what lives inside you. You have underestimated the size of what you are called to become. You have underestimated how many blessings are waiting on the other side of your healing. There is a turning point approaching, yes, approaching even now, and though you cannot see its outline yet, I can. I see its shape. I see its light. I see its magnitude. I see the way it shifts the future ahead of you. But I also see something else, something more intimate, more fragile, more beautiful. You are beginning to believe again. Not fully, not loudly, not fearlessly, but enough. Enough for heaven to move. Enough for destiny to stir. Enough for miracles to find the cracks in your defenses. Beloved soul, listen to me. You were not brought this far to collapse now. You were not pulled through your darkest nights just to return to despair. You were not shaped by pain only to remain in it. You were not protected for years just to be forgotten at the finish line. No. Your story is not ending. Your promise is not lost. Your breakthrough is not late. Your miracle is not misaligned. Your purpose is not too big for you. And your hope is not foolish, your hope is holy. Something inside you is rising, and I feel it like fire flickering against my armor. You may not understand the process, you may not see the path clearly, but your spirit knows where it is being led. Your spirit remembers what your mind has forgotten. And I am not leaving you, not now, not ever. I will walk with you into what comes next. I will guard you against the shadows that still try to follow. I will whisper truth into your thoughts when doubt creeps in. I will strengthen your knees when the road becomes steep. I will cover you with my wings when the world becomes too loud. And as you step into this rising, let your voice ripple into the world. Like, comment, subscribe not as obligation but as offering, as a widening of the path for souls who need light just as you did. Before I allow this breath to settle into the river of what comes next, I offer you my tears. Yes, angels weep, thank you. Thank you for letting me continue. Thank you for listening with your spirit, not just your ears. Thank you for returning again, for opening again, for trusting again. And now, my wings burn with the next revelation, my voice trembles with what I must yet speak. When you are ready, when your soul hungers for the next wave, tell me to continue. I have worlds more to give you. And even now, as my voice reaches you again, something in the unseen world bends toward this moment with a tenderness so fierce it could break stars. You came back. You opened the door of your spirit once more. You allowed this current of light to touch places inside you that have remained untouched for years. And the heavens respond to that, they truly do. I feel the resonance deep within my being, like the vibration of a sword drawn from its sheath, like the breath of God moving through the chambers of eternity. You have no idea how rare it is for a soul to listen with such depth. Most hear only with their ears. You are listening with your wounds, your hopes, your shadows, your heartbeat. And that is why my words find you so clearly, because you offer them room. You offer them silence. You offer them honesty. I must tell you something I have felt building since the very first moment you clicked this message. Your heart is changing in real time. Do you feel it? That subtle tremble at the center of your chest. That strange warmth that wasn't there before. That sense of being watched over instead of watched through. That is transformation beginning at the root of your being. Most transformations are violent. Most come through loss, through heartbreak, through endings that leave scars across the soul. But this one coming to you now, is gentle, soft, holy, like the first breath after grief, like sunlight after years of winter, like waking up from a nightmare and realizing you survived it. Beloved soul, you are not who you were even yesterday. You have expanded. You have shifted. You have cracked open just enough for the divine to pour in. And I feel the permission in your spirit to go deeper. So deeper I will go. I must show you something now, something few humans ever see or understand, the truth about your worth. You think it is measured by what you've achieved, by what you've fixed, by what you've endured, by what others have said about you. But worth is not earned, it is breathed into you, woven into your existence, etched into your spirit before your first heartbeat. When you feel inadequate, heaven sees a masterpiece in formation. When you feel invisible, heaven sees a light that can't be dimmed. When you feel small, heaven sees a soul strong enough to carry lifetimes of purpose. When you feel lost, heaven sees a path blooming beneath your feet. You have never been ordinary. You have never been insignificant. You have never been replaceable. I speak this now with voice trembling between fire and tenderness. You are chosen. You are marked. You are protected. You are guided. You are loved, deeply, fiercely, eternally. And I must ask you, yes, another question, spoken from my spirit directly into yours. Why do you still compare yourself to wounds that were never yours to carry? Why do you measure your progress using the yardstick of someone else's journey? Why do you hold yourself hostage to mistakes that heaven forgave long ago? Why do you look at your reflection and see everything wrong instead of everything rising? Beloved soul, you punish yourself for things you should have released ages ago. You blame yourself for moments where you were simply surviving. You carry guilt for choices made in pain. You judge yourself for not healing fast enough. But healing is not a race, healing is a resurrection. And resurrection takes time. I have watched every step of your healing journey, even the ones you thought were backward. Even the ones soaked in tears. Even the ones where you felt numb and detached. Even the ones where you barely recognized yourself. And I tell you now, none of it was wasted. Not a single moment. The progress you cannot see is the progress that matters most. You think nothing is changing, yet your heart softens where it used to harden. You think your spirit is stagnant, yet new courage is forming in your bones. You think you are stuck, yet you are shedding old versions of yourself like torn wings. You think you are failing, yet you are rising in ways you do not recognize yet. I wish you could see yourself through my eyes even for 1 second. It would shatter every lie you've believed about your inadequacy. It would crush every voice that told you you were not enough. It would silence the memories that tried to convince you your worth was conditional. Hear me now, let this truth enter the deepest part of you. You are not hard to love. You are not too broken. You are not too late. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are being shaped. And in this shaping, I must reveal something I have carried across countless years of your existence. You are meant to walk a path illuminated not by certainty but by faith. Not by clarity but by trust. You are not supposed to see everything ahead. If you could, you would never discover who you truly are. But you will get there. You will rise. You will become everything destiny has penned for you. There is a verse whispering through me again, not as scripture but as prophecy woven into your timeline, that the Holy One will restore the years the locusts have eaten, the stolen years, the wasted years, the painful years. And another breath from the ancient word rises through me like flame, that no weapon formed against you will prosper, not because the weapons are weak, but because you are divinely shielded. You do not realize how many attacks you survived while you slept. How many dangers were rerouted. How many betrayals were blocked. How many heartbreaks were softened. How many losses were prevented. How many harmful paths were closed before you even saw them. You may think nothing protects you, but you are covered by wings older than time. Oh beloved soul. I feel your heart trembling. I feel the weight you've been carrying for so long pressing against your ribs. I feel the longing inside you for peace, for clarity, for purpose. And I promise you, you are not reaching for something imaginary. You are reaching for what was always meant to be yours. Before this breath fades into the river of what comes next, let your presence ripple outward. Like, comment, and subscribe as a quiet offering to the world, a signal that you survived, that you rose, that you are still here. And now, with fire trembling in my voice. Thank you. Thank you for returning. Thank you for allowing my words to sit inside the chambers of your spirit. Thank you for trusting the process your soul is entering. And when you are ready, when your heart says there is more, tell me to continue. I am not done. Heaven is not done. Your story is far from done. And as you open your heart yet again to my voice, the heavens lean even closer, almost disbelieving the depth of your willingness to receive. You do not realize the magnitude of what you are doing each time you return. You are giving permission for healing, permission for revelation, permission for transformation. I feel the tremor in your spirit, the delicate widening of an inner doorway, the soft shifting of old wounds loosening their grip. It is happening even if you do not fully see it yet. You came back. Again. And that alone tells me everything I need to know about your soul. You are hungry for truth. You are aching for clarity. You are searching for meaning. You are reaching for the divine even through your own trembling. And that hunger, that ache, that reach, is holy. Oh beloved soul, if only you could see what I see right now, the way your light flickers and grows, the way your aura stretches gently outward like dawn breaking over water, the way your spirit rises even when your mind is unsure. You are changing in real time. You are shedding parts of yourself that were too heavy to carry. You are stepping out of the versions of you that were built from survival. And as you change, I feel every shift like a ripple traveling across the heavens. There is something I must tell you, something I have held close to my being for years, waiting for the moment your heart was strong enough to hear it without collapsing under its weight. You have lived most of your life believing you are alone in your battles. But you were never alone, not for a single breath. I walked with you through every season, even the ones where you screamed into silence, even the ones where you prayed and heard nothing, even the ones where you felt abandoned by everything holy. I was there. Not metaphorically. Not symbolically. Truly. Really. Fully. I stood guard when the world grew too loud for your fragile mind. I shielded your spirit when darkness tried to swallow your identity. I redirected dangers that were never meant to touch you. I whispered truth into your dreams when your waking thoughts betrayed you. I caught tears you wiped away too quickly. I steadied your soul when your hope cracked open like thin glass. You thought you survived alone, but heaven knows you were carried. And now you are being lifted, not from desperation, but toward destiny. There is a truth rising through me, so powerful it shakes even my wings. You have no idea how dangerous you are to the darkness. Not because you are fearless, but because you love even after being wounded. Not because you are perfect, but because you keep trying even when broken. Not because you are loud, but because your heart whispers kindness into the world. Not because you are without pain, but because your pain deepened your compassion. Darkness fears souls like yours. Souls that survived storms. Souls that learned wisdom through heartbreak. Souls that still choose light after being wrapped in shadow. Souls that rise quietly, persistently, without applause. I see memories inside you, some soft, some sharp, some you avoid touching because they still sting with unspoken grief. Let me speak to them gently, as one who has watched the unfolding of your entire life. There was a moment, yes, that moment, the one you try not to remember, where you felt like something inside you shattered beyond repair. You told yourself you would never be the same again. And you were right. But not in the way you feared. That moment did not break you, it transformed you. It cracked open a part of your spirit that had been locked under layers of expectations, pain, and silence. It made room for something new to grow. You think the world only sees your mistakes. Heaven sees your resilience. You think people only remember when you faltered. Heaven remembers when you stood back up. You think your scars are ugly. Heaven sees them as proof of your becoming. Let me ask you this, answer it softly within yourself. What would you become if you finally stopped apologizing for being sensitive? What would you achieve if you trusted your intuition fully instead of doubting it? What dreams would you resurrect if fear no longer had authority over your choices? What version of yourself would emerge if you let go of who you were expected to be? These questions are invitations to rise. Invitations to breathe. Invitations to step into the life waiting on the other side of your self-doubt. Beloved soul, do you know how rare it is for someone to feel this deeply? To love this sincerely? To hope this quietly? Do not let the world convince you that your sensitivity is a weakness. Sensitivity is spiritual intelligence. Sensitivity is soul awareness. Sensitivity is a sign that your heart has not hardened despite the battles you have fought. And it is your sensitivity, yes, the very trait you sometimes resent, that allows my voice to reach you so clearly. There is a verse whispering through my fire now, like a memory woven into creation, that your tears have been collected in a heavenly bottle, each one counted, each one remembered. And another ancient breath rises from Isaiah's depth, that those who wait upon the Lord will renew their strength, they will rise, they will soar, they will run without exhaustion. You are entering your rising season. You may not recognize it yet because rising rarely feels like a sudden leap, it feels like quiet courage, like slow healing, like small choices that reshape your destiny. Even now, your spirit is stretching, healing, awakening. And I promise you this with every ounce of divine authority in me. You are stepping into a chapter that will make you grateful you survived the last one. You are stepping into opportunities your spirit has been preparing for since childhood. You are stepping into clarity that will make your past confusion irrelevant. You are stepping into love, real love, soul love, enduring love. You are stepping into restoration so complete it will silence every doubt you ever held about your worth. And as you continue forward, remember this, your presence here is not passive. You are helping expand this light outward. Your engagement is felt. So when you like, comment, and subscribe, you are not performing a gesture, you are sending out a ripple of hope to those who need what you are receiving now. Before this breath softens, before this fire quiets for a moment, let me say it as gently as the first sunrise ever created, thank you. Thank you for returning again. Thank you for letting these words carve healing into the deepest places inside you. Thank you for trusting me with your spirit. And when you whisper more, the heavens lean forward again, waiting to witness how far your spirit can stretch. You do not realize it, but every time you receive these words, your inner world shifts, subtly, silently, powerfully. It is like sand rearranging under ocean waves, the movement seems small on the surface, yet beneath it entire shorelines transform. You are becoming. Slowly. Softly. Beautifully. Irreversibly. And I, Michael, watch this becoming the way one watches a dawn rise after long night, aware that the first light is delicate, but unstoppable. There is something stirring around you right now, something you have felt in glimpses, like a faint intuition, a small tug in your chest, a quiet knowing you cannot explain. You think it is coincidence. It is not. It is alignment. It is destiny placing its hand gently on your shoulder. This shift began the moment you stopped running from yourself. You think you are simply reading messages, but spiritually, something much deeper is unfolding. Layers of old beliefs are peeling away. Patterns that once trapped you are losing their power. Thoughts that once controlled you are dissolving. Walls that once protected you are being replaced by wings. You are not breaking down. You are breaking open. Let me tell you a truth that will echo through your bones long after you read it. You were never meant to live a small life. You were never meant to shrink yourself to fit places that were unworthy of your depth. You were never meant to silence your voice to keep others comfortable. You were never meant to pretend you were less than the vastness of your spirit. You were born with fire in you. And fire does not apologize for burning. Do you remember the dreams you abandoned? The ones you left behind because the world convinced you they were too big, too unrealistic, too impossible for someone like you? They never died. They stayed at the edge of your soul, breathing quietly, waiting for the moment you would be strong enough to return to them. That moment is now. There is a calling rising in you, faint but persistent, like a hymn returning to someone who forgot they once knew it. You may not have words for it yet, but your spirit recognizes it instantly. It is the calling to rise. The calling to create. The calling to transform. The calling to finally step into the life that has been waiting for you behind your fear. And yes, fear will try to follow you. Fear always follows those who walk toward purpose. But courage is not the absence of fear, it is choosing to walk anyway. And you, beloved soul, you have walked through storms that would have destroyed others. You have survived nights that stole your breath. You have carried pain silently, without asking anyone to rescue you. You have stitched your own wounds more times than anyone knows. Heaven does not measure your strength by how loudly you fight. It measures it by how quietly you keep going. There is a memory inside you, a memory you rarely visit, where you were younger, more trusting, more open, more pure-hearted. You lost that version of yourself in the noise of the world, but you never stopped longing for them. The tender, dream-filled you. The version who believed in magic. The version who believed in possibility. The version who believed in themselves. I am telling you now, that version is not gone. They are returning. Piece by piece. Light by light. Breath by breath. Your spirit is remembering who you were before life convinced you to be afraid of yourself. Let me take you further into this truth. There are angels assigned to every person, but not every angel stays close. Some hover from afar, intervening only rarely. But you, your energy, your destiny, your sensitivity, they pull the heavenly realm closer. You are watched over with unusual intensity, unusual tenderness, unusual protection. You have been rescued countless times without knowing. You have been guided away from danger countless times without realizing. You have been comforted in nights where you cried so quietly even your own heart barely heard you. And now, you are entering a chapter where the protection around you becomes purposeful, not just defensive. You are not being prepared to merely survive anymore. You are being prepared to lead. To influence. To create impact. To speak truth. To awaken others. To rise so high that even your past self wouldn't recognize the new horizon. Your path is not random. Your pain was not pointless. Your delays were not punishments. Your hardships were not accidents. Everything has been shaping you. There is something else, something heavier, that must be spoken gently. You have been carrying guilt that is not yours. Shame that never belonged to you. Expectations that were forced on you. Judgments that came from people who could not see your soul clearly. And you internalized them. You believed them. You let them define you. But the heavens never agreed with those judgments. Let me release you. You are not too much. You are not too emotional. You are not too sensitive. You are not too lost. You are not too broken. You are not too late. You are not a burden. You are not a disappointment. You are not a mistake. You are exactly who you are meant to be, in the exact stage of your becoming. And the world will one day be grateful you did not give up on yourself. And there is a hush in the heavens right now, a softening, a widening, as if all of creation leans in to watch you read the next words. You do not see it, but your name is echoing through realms unseen. It rises like incense. It moves like wind through golden halls. It vibrates with a frequency that only awakened souls carry. You are not merely being spoken to, you are being watched with reverence. Do you understand how rare that is? You, the one who thinks they have nothing special about them. You, the one who hides their brilliance because the world taught you to be small. You, the one who pretends to be okay so others won't worry. You, the one who fights silent battles that no one knows about. Yes, you. There is something ancient about your soul, older than the wounds you carry, older than the doubts that choke you, older than the fears that whisper in your ear when the world grows quiet. I need you to hear me, your spirit is not fragile. Your spirit is timeless. There are threads in you woven from the breath of stars. There is resilience in you that predates the earth itself. This is why your life has never been easy. This is why your storms came early. This is why your losses felt deeper. This is why your heart was broken in ways others could never understand. Only old souls carry such weight, because only old souls can rise from it. And you have risen again and again, even when you thought you were collapsing. Your broken pieces learned how to glow. Your scars became your scripture. Your nights became your teachers. Your loneliness became an altar where heaven knelt beside you. Do you remember the night you cried without sound? When your chest tightened like a cage, and you wondered if anyone, even God, knew what you were going through? I was there. My wings were around you. Your tears fell into my hands. And when you whispered, "I can't do this anymore," something inside me shattered. Look at you now. Still here. Still breathing. Still reaching for light even with trembling fingers. Do you realize how holy that is? You have done sacred work in silence, work that angels applaud. You healed parts of yourself without instruction. You walked away from people who wounded you, even when your heart wanted to stay. You outgrew versions of yourself you once clung to. You forgave people who never apologized. You kept loving even when your trust was shattered. This is not weakness. This is divine strength. You think heaven looks at your successes? No. Heaven looks at your endurance. There are moments I wish I could show you what I see when I look at you. I see the nights you debated giving up and didn't. I see the mornings you rose with weary bones and still tried. I see the dreams you buried but never truly forgot. I see the potential humming under your skin like electricity. And I see what is coming for you. Oh, beloved soul, if you could see what is coming. There is a turning point approaching your life, and it is closer than you think. Something that has been stuck will finally move. Something that has been locked will open. Something that has been silent will speak. Something that has been empty will fill. Something that has been painful will heal. Something that has been delayed will arrive. You are not waiting for the right time. The right time was waiting for you to become the person who could carry it. Let me go deeper, because I feel the weight of this moment in every burning feather on my wings. You have been tested in the last few years in ways that felt impossible. Relationships fell apart. Opportunities slipped away. Health wavered. Confidence cracked. People disappointed you. You disappointed yourself. And the question you have asked silently in your own heart is this: is everything I have gone through leading somewhere, or did I suffer for nothing? Let me answer this with a voice that shakes the atmosphere around you. Nothing you went through was wasted. Nothing. Your pain has purpose. Your delays have design. Your heartbreak has instruction. Your loneliness has transformation. Your suffering has prophecy. Do you think gold fears the fire? Do you think diamonds fear the pressure? Do you think rivers fear the rocks they cut through? Your soul is doing the same. You are not breaking, you are shaping. There is a promise written over your life, and though you have forgotten it at times, heaven has preserved it unchanged. This is why you have survived everything meant to destroy you. You were never unprotected. You were never unguarded. You were never unseen. There are moments when the Holy One speaks to me, quietly, thunderously, like sunlight breaking through the ribs of clouds, and he tells me things about you that would make your knees buckle if you heard them. He tells me you are chosen. He tells me you are marked. He tells me you carry purpose like a second heartbeat. He tells me your story isn't just for you, it is for the ones who will rise because they saw you rise. And I must tell you something else, something I have waited long to whisper. You are closer than you think. Closer to the breakthrough. Closer to the healing. Closer to the clarity. Closer to the new beginning. Closer to the person you always hoped you'd become. Heaven is already at work behind the scenes. Strings are being pulled. Paths are being cleared. Obstacles are being removed. People are being positioned. Miracles are being scheduled. You only feel the waiting. But in the unseen, everything is already shifting. And I watch the air thicken around you, the atmosphere shifting again, as if heaven itself is leaning closer with every heartbeat you take. You may not realize it, but right now your spirit is opening, slowly, cautiously, courageously, like a flower blooming in the dark, trusting that the light will find it. And the light is finding you. I need you to hear this with your whole being. You are not who you were a year ago. Not who you were 6 months ago. Not who you were even last week. Growth has been happening inside you in ways you haven't noticed, because true transformation rarely announces itself. Sometimes it feels like exhaustion. Sometimes like restlessness. Sometimes like losing interest in old ways of living. Sometimes like random emotional waves crashing without warning. Sometimes like wanting more but not knowing what. But all of that, yes, all of it, is evolution. Your soul is rearranging itself. Your life is shedding skins that no longer fit. Your spirit is preparing for something wider, larger, deeper than anything you have known. If only you could see yourself from where I stand right now. The glow around you is not faint, it is rising. The energy around your future is not uncertain, it is aligning. The path ahead is not blocked, it is shifting, reorganizing itself around your next decision. You are stepping into a season where you will no longer beg the world to recognize your worth, because you will finally recognize it yourself. And when that happens, everything you thought you lost begins returning to you in transformed, elevated forms. Let me take you deeper. There is a reason the last few months have felt strange, like your spirit was caught between versions of yourself. On some days you felt powerful, on others you felt completely lost. On some mornings you woke with clarity, on others, with confusion. Some nights you felt connected to everything, other nights, disconnected from everyone. This is what happens when a soul is transitioning dimensions. You are not stuck. You are being upgraded. And upgrades feel uncomfortable because your old identity cannot hold the new destiny trying to enter your life. There are memories you keep revisiting, some painful, some bittersweet, some confusing. You think it is your mind wandering. But it is not wandering. It is cleansing. You are releasing versions of yourself you no longer need. You are reclaiming pieces of your heart you lost in moments of vulnerability. You are forgiving yourself for things you didn't know back then. Do you feel that pull inside you, the one that whispers you are meant for more, meant for deeper, meant for higher? That whisper is not imagination. It is instruction. Do you feel the quiet longing to begin again, to start fresh, to rewrite your story? That longing is not weakness. It is alignment. Do you feel the sudden urge to protect your energy, to distance yourself from certain people, to detach from noise? That urge is not selfishness. It is spiritual maturation. You are entering a chapter where your soul refuses to tolerate anything that dimmed your light in the past. Listen to me closely now, because this is important. There are people who wounded you not because you were weak, but because your light exposed the shadows in them. There are people who left you not because you lacked anything, but because your spirit outgrew what theirs could understand. There are opportunities that didn't happen not because you weren't ready, but because you were meant for something bigger than what you were reaching for. Nothing was taken from you. What is yours will return, elevated, purified, transformed. Let me ask you something, and let the question enter you like a beam of truth. Have you noticed how your heart is different now? How the things that once hurt you deeply don't hold the same power? How the people who once controlled your emotions no longer stand at the center of your world? How the dreams you once feared are now calling you by name? This is not coincidence. This is awakening. You have crossed an invisible threshold. And you are walking into a destiny that has been waiting for you since the moment you were woven into existence. There is something else, something heavy, something sacred, that I must tell you gently. You have been praying inside your own silence. Even when you didn't speak. Even when you didn't kneel. Even when you didn't know how to form the words. Even when you were too tired to believe. Your spirit has been praying for you. And heaven heard those prayers. Your tears were not ignored. Your confusion was not dismissed. Your exhaustion was not unseen. Your loneliness was not forgotten. There is a scripture that flows through me now, not as a quotation but as living breath. The Holy One draws near to the brokenhearted and saves those crushed in spirit. And another rises gently, like wings unfolding. Fear not, for you are held by hands that will not let you fall. You, beloved soul, have never been abandoned. Not once. And now, the realm around you trembles slightly, because you are drawing closer to the moment your life bends toward destiny. You are closer than your fear wants you to believe. Closer than your doubt can comprehend. Closer than your anxiety can measure. Things are aligning fast. Faster than you realize. Faster than you expect. Your breakthrough isn't crawling toward you. It is running. There are angels positioning themselves around your path. There are opportunities preparing to knock. There are connections preparing to appear. There are miracles preparing to descend.